Is it real? Christ. Hello there folks, my name's Ben and welcome to Shots Fired Airsoft. I got home today, been down my unit working on some bikes, sold one that I bought recently. Came home expecting to do a video on a completely different gun, or blaster. That will be coming up soon, however I've jumped this ahead. I came back home and was staring at this that my girlfriend had taken in, and I could not for the life of me think about what it was. And then it struck me, it might well be something from Vorsk. So let's get it open and have a look. Okay, let's get in. Yes. Hello, Mr. MP9. Right, in here we get a nice badge. And that Velcro on the back, so you can stick it on your top or your tack gear or your hat, whichever you fancy. Always nice to stick little bits like that in. We have a selection of spares. We've got a nozzle, we've got our hop-up adjuster tool, we've got various seals, including nicely what looks like a spare base seal for the mag, and yeah, that's pretty cool. It's nice that Vorsk put stuff like this in. It just means if you do have a failure, you've got half a chance of fixing it yourself without having to go for, finding parts. Magazine wise, yes, this would be a MP9 style mag with a piece of plastic cladding around the bottom, essentially, just to differentiate it. Obviously it's got the Vorsk logo on it there. We've got a standard fill valve and the base plate is removable, judging by that little toggle there. No gas in the mag presently. Does look to be a decent valve. That's what your gas router looks like, just in case anyone's wondering. And plastic, I think plastic feed lips, but they do feel very tough. Follower spring feels okay. It's not massively stiff, however the follower does appear to move very well, so we'll see what the feeding's like. Hopefully it should be fine. And now moving on to the bit that everyone actually wants to see. This is the gun itself. So if I just get this out of the way for a minute. So this is a reworked KWA KMP9 in a new set of cloves. So going from the front, what we have is essentially a QD suppressor attachment point, although this does have a little grub screw in it which should allow you to remove this and to get at the thread beneath. What that thread is, I can't tell you just at the minute. Trigger is the sort of a slide style trigger, as you would expect for one of these, with a Glock style safety. So you cannot pull the trigger unless you put your finger in there and pull the trigger. We've got some stippling on there. Mag release is a standard sort of size. We've got our fire selector, so that's on full auto at the moment, and then that is semi-auto, as you can see denoted by the red dot. Hopefully that camera will focus on that. Yeah, the sort of scale stippling is quite nice. I don't think it's hand done, but it definitely gives the impression of being hand done. We've got sort of fake tritium sights, front and rear, so you've got on the back of the front if you need to use your iron sights for aiming, or obviously they're intending for you to put some nice optics on this. Charge is done via the top, almost a bit like an M4, and just make sure you grab it at the back, release the hook and then pull, and that's it. If I click the bolt release up, you can see we are actually caught back, and that allows you to access your ejector port, and that is your access for your hob system there. So that's what you put your tool in, and you can adjust it up and down using the teeth in that port. So if I release that, we should lock back. There we are, and then fire. And that works just fine. So we're off to a good start. The stock itself is quite an interesting design. It has a sprung loaded stock base, sort of buttstock, and what that is so when you're shouldering it, if you go around corners, this will actually turn, and you don't have to actually remove the gun from your shoulder to get it to tilt. So you should be able to make corners easier in tight combat situations, which is pretty groovy. The stock itself, I believe you just push it up. Of course, she's tight. There we go. Whew. Might be a bit tight out of the box. And then it will lock into various positions, like so. So obviously you can go full machine pistol if you want, although keeping this on target in this configuration might be quite difficult, especially if it spits, 20 rounds a second or so. We'll see what the fire rate's like. And then to get back around, and it will lock again in that position, and then all the way around. And you see we've got big teeth that lock in place, so hopefully it shouldn't go anywhere. So yeah, it's nice that. It's also nice that it does so well at locking in, so there's no chance that's coming out again unless you physically grab it, push it up and move it around. It's not the easiest thing in the world to operate, but it's definitely going to get the job done. We have a nice sort of metal bolt in there. What material exactly it's made out of, however, like I say, Vorsk do claim that this is suitably beefed up over the KWA version. So that's it really. I'm going to grab a scales and get some gas in the mag, and we're going to fire it a few times and see what happens. We do have some markings on the gun, mainly 6mm. We appear to have a serial number, a model number, but apart from that, the only markings on the gun really are markings to do with Vorsk, and we've got VMP-1 on the side of the bolt there. Alright, so filling the mag should be nice and simple. That was pretty good. We don't have gas peeing everywhere, so that should have taken a nice fill on. Bleed a little bit off. I'm going to rack the bolt back and slide the mag in. And obviously then it will hold back anyway because the magazine is empty. However, if we hit our slide release, make sure we're on semi, hold our slide reset down, and we get a real good kick. Hopefully you can sort of feel by watching my hands that it does have really quite a decent bit of kick. And then we're going to go on to full auto and we give it a couple of spurts. Yep, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to continue doing that. It doesn't seem to be worth the wear on the gun. And then what we're going to have a look at is we're going to weigh it. This doesn't feel very heavy. Let's just pop it on there and see what we get. Okay, we're right around 1,330 grams. If I just go into American units, that's 2 pounds and 15 ounces. So it's under £3 for the actual gun itself. Magazine on its own is £1 2 ounces, and that gives us 512 grams. The two combined are 1,841 grams, which obviously just under 2 kilos, and in America that is £4 and 1 ounce pretty much. So we call it £4 all up. So obviously you would want to run optics on this, which means that you are going to be slightly heavier than this. If you go putting your silencer on there as well, that's going to increase the weight a bit. But realistically, you should be in under £5 for this as a either a primary or a sidearm. It depends how you want to run it. It'll be interesting to see how this fires. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I'm hoping it's going to be more durable than the MP9. Although mine actually never malfunctioned as such. I did have a little issue with the hop, that was easy enough to fix. But it will be intriguing to see if this functions well. And what kind of feeding we get with it, because it feels good. So it'll be interesting to see. Overall reaction to the gun, really like it. I hope it's going to be a great piece. So thank you very much for watching. There will be another unboxing video not too long in the future, because I was actually going to unbox another blaster, a Nerf blaster essentially, and then this came in. It's like, oh, I'm going to get this out because obviously this is a new gun, so people are going to want to see it. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Ben, it's been Shots Fired Airsoft, and hopefully we'll see you next time. And there'll be a firing test of this very soon.